Oh.
Yo. Greetings, residents. The executive mayor is here in Cleveland. Sorry. The executive mayor is here in Cleveland, where there were mass shootings. 12 people were killed during the week, I think, on Tuesday. So the mayor is just doing a walkabout. Together with SEPs and some JPD officials.
These are the Sheikh children. Every Sheikh, everyone they're using it for this illegal. We're demolishing it with human settlement. But now when we do, they do makeshift.
Oh, come on, man.
This is they are using it for finance. But one body was here. It is bullet, so money is something in Manchester and
So the executive mayor is currently doing a walkabout. We are in Cleveland. This is where 12 people were shot on Tuesday. So we are with officials from the Cleveland police station taking us for a walkabout. This is where the 12 people were shot.
Yeah, two ladies in one man.
We are in Cleveland informal settlement. Esontweni kwenziwani sisters? Wonke umuntu ngoba wonke umuntu uyakhona. The case is still currently being investigated. Ruzani, the case is currently being investigated. The causes of the shootings are still not known. Yeah, this is Jumpers Informal Settlement in Cleveland. Asiplaga evidence.
Oh, this is another process.
So apparently there is illegal mining here. So they do sell the soil for refining and recovery of some minerals or some ore. I'm just talking to life. It's alive during so that you can explain. Just 2 seconds. Yeah. I'll prepare you before. Residents, this is Jumpers Informal Settlement. Right here, the executive mayor is here doing a walkabout. This is where 12 people were killed last week on Tuesday. No, is it this week on Tuesday? Sorry. So the mayor is currently doing a walkabout and being briefed by the South African Police Service. This is where 12 lives were we unfortunately lost 12 lives last week. So SAPS was currently showing the mayor where the shootings happened.
Okay, then we will walk like this. Yeah, but the South African Congo Dominican is more from Eastern Cape.
While you're still waiting for her to come and pick up, can you conduct an interview with the purpose of the visit today? Just Juba Kanje. And just a comment on the said events. Can you step this direction because we also want to have an interview with her?
Yes.
I know it's a very tough idea. Can you take it out?
So the citizen is currently interviewing the executive mayor of Johannesburg on these unfortunate events.
Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg. My name is Dada Mararo. We are here in Cleveland Informal Settlement where an accident happened on Tuesday night where 12 people were shot and killed. And we are here with the SAPS and the doing a walkabout to confirm incidents that happened on that day. And of course, the SAPS has given us the indication that they're doing everything they can to apprehend those who are responsible. We are told of those who are deceased, 3 are South African citizens, and the balance is spread between Mozambicans, Lesotho, and Zimbabwe nationals. So that's the total number of people attacked. Of course, others are injured. So that was what happened. But we must indicate that this one informal settlement, the human settlement of the city, from time to time has been coming here to try and close down the activities by illegal miners who are all over the informal settlement. On the other side, we are also trying to peg and put the informal settlement properly so that those that qualify can then be allocated. City Power is also looking at electrification on the other side so that those who qualify will then have some electricity. But we still send our condolences to all their families who have lost their loved ones.
Speaking about the electrification and the project that is currently happening, it started last year and it's like the pause. What are the timeline expectation when it should be completed? And you mentioned the requirements. What are the requirements of people who are going to be located to those new housing?
The South African citizens who will qualify know that we've got a responsibility to ensure that at least we find ways of housing South African citizens, and those who are not South African citizens don't have to find accommodation somewhere through rental stock and other things that are available for them. The project is continuing. I may not have the actual timelines currently, but we are rolling out this area. Human settlement project.
In your talks with the police, what are the plans currently? Because you can see that the community is still concerned about what happened, and what are the precautions that are in place currently now to ensure the safety of the community?
Well, the police are, of course, doing some visibility in the area, but you know, and you've also seen how difficult it is to actually get events and moving around this area. So they're doing everything they can to ensure that they maintain visibility, whilst they're doing a good job in terms of an investigation, and they believe that quite soon they would have apprehended those who are responsible for the shooting.
Just in terms of this project to revitalize the community, whether it goes into they have been delayed, and why have they been delayed in this regard? And then just the second question, a bit different, is some breaking news about JMPD cars being grounded, rather. We're seeing some stories or.
No, that could be maybe payment was not done to the service provider. I will just confirm that, but if they're grounded, it could be issues around payment by JPD. Some of the vehicles are around, hence partially some have been paid, others have not been paid. It's something that supply chain management has to sort it out between the city and the service provider. Well, I'm not sure if I have but yes, so every financial year we do set aside some money to dedicate to
Immediate relief in terms of sanitation. You yourself at your jungle.
well, our department so it's a difficult one to can manage. So I looking so that we can access
Yes, yes, residents. The mayor just spoke to the media houses. We are here in Jumpers Informal Settlement in Cleveland, where the mayor is currently doing an oversight. He's just doing a walkabout. This is where we unfortunately lost 12 lives on the evening of Tuesday. Yeah, so the mayor is currently doing an oversight together with South African Police Service. So yeah, let me just take you through the informal settlement. Now this is the area. As you walk down, this is the area. This is the informal settlement, Jumpers Informal Settlement, Cleveland. Now, as you walk down, as SAPS was saying, the shootings happened. Some shootings happened in this passage. SAPS was showing us where they identified the bodies. SAPS has also confirmed that all those 12 bodies have now been officially identified. And in those, some are Rega. Out of the 12, 3 are South African, and the rest is Lesotho, Mozambican, is it Swaziland national. Lesotho, Mozambican, and I think Swaziland national. SAPS has currently confirmed that. Yeah, so that is the informal settlement.
So that they can stay in Johannesburg. The issue of it's now summer mines.
So we are hearing that there is informal, there is illegal mining here. The causes of the shootings are still being investigated. Am I audible? Peter, please comment with a thumbs up if I'm audible.
Yeah, awesome. Please, man, want to share.
Colleagues, residents, can you hear me? Yeah, so this is the area. This is the area where 12 lives, we unfortunately lost 12 lives on the evening of Tuesday. Police are currently investigating what are the causes of the shootings and also trying to identify the suspects. This is the area. If you walk down there, it's more filthier than you see right now. That's like from a distance. I'm not sure if you can see. So this is the informal settlement, Jumpers Informal Settlement in Cleveland. So we've just received a briefing. The executive mayor was receiving a briefing from the SAPS. Of the 12 that were shot on Tuesday evening, only 3 are South African citizens. That is the confirmation we received after the bodies have been fully identified. All the 12 bodies were fully identified. Only 3 are South African nationals. The rest are from different African countries. This is Jumpers Informal Settlement in Cleveland. It's Lungile, yes. It's unfortunate we have kids who live in such conditions. Unfortunately, I can't show you the faces of the kids, but some of them are there passing through. They are coming from school. The conditions are unbearable. So there is sanitation, and then there is water connectivity here. Also, this is where they get their water. So I was just taking you through the informal settlement without going fully inside. I'll just go to an APS official who is going to just give you a full briefing. I'll just go to the commissioner. Let me just mic you and then just explain.
No, me, I cannot.
So it's not really a briefing, it's a mayor speech. Just explain that we're doing.
You know, you got this protocol. Yeah. This one is because we
Okay.
were supposed to help people.
Unfortunately, okay. No, SAPS said unfortunately can't speak on the matter right now as it is sub judice, but they did give us a short briefing of how far they are with the investigation and everything. We are just going to walk back with you so that you can get a full understanding, full comprehension of what's happening inside the informal settlement. So you'll be able to see it fully as we walk back, because I've only shown you like a small part of it.
But you want to?
The chief of staff is currently speaking on the matter. Some of the individuals that have been trying to be roped in, of course, do not. So where interesting that the police SAPS is also finding it difficult as well to do policing. The city is also finding it difficult to provide the services such as pick it up, collection, because of the nature of the settlement, the complicated settlement. I mean, as you walk inside, it's barely difficult to understand if any incident like this has happened. I mean, we were explaining that even picking up the bodies inside the different areas, it was quite difficult set. So I can imagine what the trauma of the people that were responsible for the work on Tuesday to pick up the bodies was. So at this point, I think the sooner the work accelerates and continue, the better, so that this settlement, once and for all, can be addressed. But the bigger issue here is that this is a compound for the Zamazamas. This is a compound for Zamazamas. The material that is here, the mining that they've established here, it's quite scary. And I think that's why this incident has happened, because it may appear, although there's still investigation, subject to confirmation of the investigation by the South African Police Services, but it appears that this is a turf or a fight between the rivals of these Zamazama and illegals. The executive mayor has written to the Minister of Defense, and the city has received already the positive response following the presidential deployment of the South African National Defence Force in Johannesburg. They are already here. Our teams in the city, from an administration point of view, already have met with the National Defence Force to map out some of the key interventions that will be required, and the asks the executive mayor has made to the defence minister. So they are being considered in this regard. So we are hopeful that
all these efforts that are consolidating the action and interventions, they are going to yield positive results to deal with some of these illegal activities and the lawlessness that we've seen in our city. And I think the executive mayor is clear that this city is too big to fail and it can't fail.
Thank you.
Just maybe one question, Chief of Staff. Would you, maybe this is a difficult question to answer. Is this a prime example of the illegal immigration issue we have in Johannesburg?
It's a big, the immigration issue and migration, it's a very complex issue. It's an international phenomenon. Many cities are growing at the backdrop of what is called urbanization. And if you talk about Johannesburg, Joburg is an economic hub of the country. It attracts almost 10,000 people a month. So you can imagine on a yearly basis how many people are in Johannesburg. Those who are coming to search for possibilities of opportunities because of the strategic nature of location of what Johannesburg is. Immigration is an issue, and immigration is also an issue. And I think the Border Management Authority has also registered some strides and some interventions in this regard. And I think the President was very clear in his articulation on the Message Family meeting last week on Sunday about the amount of work that the country is going to do. In this regard, unfortunately, as an economic hub at a local government, there are certain responsibilities that are bestowed to you by the Constitution, which limits your interventions in this regard. But since the Presidential Working Group has been deployed by the President in Johannesburg, there's a stream that is focusing on law and order, safety and security, which also brings, among other interventions, the formalization of the working relations between the South African Police Services and the city of Johannesburg, but also with all other law enforcement agencies. Home Affairs has to play its part. Mayor is on record about the Home Affairs playing its part, and some of the Home Affairs colleagues that have been part of the operations over the past 2-3 weeks have committed to work with the city of Johannesburg, albeit their own capacity issues and constraints. But we think that this phenomenon of immigration is quite a complex one. Yes, people need to be documented. Yes, people need to have the law enforcement agencies must deal with that work. But also, we're also complicit, many of us. I mean, if you go to townships today, those people who are renting or operating spaza shops, we are the ones who are giving them spaza shops. We are the ones who are not complying with the bylaw rules and building control regulations of the city, because we are the owners of these houses in townships, and we give the businesses our spaza shops to them, and then we come back later and want to blame government. Government is responsible for regulation. It's a regulatory framework, which it does. Government is responsible for bylaw enforcement, and we have seen the mayor in the inner city enforcing bylaw enforcement, including Marble Towers, Small Street, claiming of De Villiers, and many other strides that the executive mayor has registered in this regard in terms of the bylaw enforcement. So there are a number of interventions around this issue. But I think the message from the president is clear. So lest I contradict and say things that I think are not in line with the objectives, the national imperatives have been outlined. And all these issues, they need all of us in the country. We don't need to be emotional. Yes, this is an emotive issue, but I suspect that some people want to use it for political gains because of the period of the elections. It has never been elevated in the manner in which it has been elevated. But we know that our state is capable, and the state will intervene decisively. Thank you.
Thank you, Simi. That was Mr. Chris Mondo. The chief of staff in the office of the executive mayor taking the reviews for us. I'm just going to take you through again the informal settlement as we walk out. Right here, we can see the conditions of the informal settlement. Can't jump at informal settlement included. I was doing a walkabout here and also getting a briefing of what really transpired on the evening of Tuesday, where unfortunately we lost 12 lives. SAPS has already told us that of the 12, only 3 are South African nationals, which is quite concerning. Only 3 are South African nationals, the rest are different, are from different African countries. So this is the informal settlement. The executive mayor was here just now.
There's another dump.
So there are illegal mining activities here. So what they do is, as you can see, this is the soil that they've already been collected for processing. If there's any ore or anything or minerals. So this is there are a lot of illegal mining activities here.
So these are checks are built, and then these guys go inside the check and they go under.
So apparently the modus operandi here is that they build shacks and then they're able to underneath the shacks and go inside. Apparently, police are still investigating the cause of illegal mining activities. You can see here the dumps. Different African countries are they from? You said some are Mozambique, Botswana. It's 3 South Africans. The rest are from Botswana, Lesotho, Mozambique. What is the other country? Yeah, I've already mentioned Lesotho. I think that's just about it. Yeah, so you can imagine how difficult it is and how difficult it is already for police to come through here and conduct their day-to-day work because of the nature or the setup of this informal settlement. So this is where they found a dead body.
There's a mining also.
You see that these are mining activities here inside the informal settlement, illegal mining activities. So this is where they also found a body. They found someone's body here. Thank you. I suppose this is the entertainment area. And now it's, I think, the church service now. So Robert Water is providing water here. This tap, there was no water flow. Yesterday we managed to fix the tap here. There was no water. So as we are moving out, I think there's a church service here where all so I think this is a community church service. The work that you are doing, I'm live. So this is the leader, one of the leaders of the church. This is one of the leaders of the church. I'm just going to ask him after activities of this session here, of this church session with us. Yes, sir.
Good evening, how are you? Good afternoon, how are you? We just here from the Mashla Seti Foundation or from TC Ministries. We just here to offer, spiritual guidance and prayer for the bereaved families, and we trusting the Lord, and you know what, He's going to bring healing and restoration to these families. So we're just here to be a blessing to them and to make sure that each family receives the spiritual healing and guidance that they deserve.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
That was Neil from the NGO. So I think there's a church ceremony here currently to provide support to residents of this of Jumpers informal settlement. Let me just take you through the church.
Zokwenza umkhuleko sizothi kuhlole Nkosi ila nomusa kithi. As a church principle siyawukhathalela kakhulu umphakathi wethu esiphela kuwona esiphila nawo. Lapho namhlanje sila ukuthi sizokwenza just a prayer. It's not about abantu abathize.
I've asked the head of this foundation to come and speak to us.
Sibingelela abafundisi abakhona phakathi kwethu nabo abasazothulela
Mahlaseli Foundation.
Siyabingelela amaphathi wonke akhona, siyabingelela njengoba silasindlu eyodwa siwumndeni owodwa sizothandaza kuNkulunkulu. Yizwa imithandazo.
So I've asked the leader of the foundation, Mahlaseli Foundation, to just give us a short briefing as to why we are here. You are just going to introduce yourself.
Okay. Who we are and what we're doing. Okay. Who we are and what we're doing. Is that what you want? Okay. Okay, good afternoon. Okay, good afternoon. We are here at Jumpers Informal Settlement. My name is Pastor Jan Pretorius, and we're from Mahlaseli Foundation, a disaster relief organization founded by Pastors Bernard Charnay, and we are here at the Jumpers doing a commemoration and a condolence service to the victims and the families of where this tragedy are injured in hospital. From Mahlaseli Foundation, we are here to support. We are here just to bring comfort, psychosocial support and counseling, and the love that these families need. Also, we are bringing food parcels and humanitarian support in this settlement. A really inhabitable place, but we are here to share the love of Jesus.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was Mahlaseli Foundation telling us why they are here to provide comfort and support to the community of Jumpers informal settlement. So as you can see, the church session is ongoing. Unfortunately, we would have to love and leave you, as we have to drive out of the informal settlement, and JMPT has now left us. So before we leave, we just want to take this opportunity to say condolences to the 12 lives that were lost under these circumstances. It is indeed a sad moment, but we hope the families will find strength and comfort. is saying this squatter camp 70 or 80% of them, majority of them are dominated by foreigners. Yes, true. SAPS did indicate to us that majority of the people who reside here are undocumented foreign nationals, and the Chief of Staff did indicate that they are in communication with Home Affairs, they are in communication with the South African National Defence Force, and they will be able to unpack at a later stage actions that will need to be taken. Yeah. So I'm also going to speak to some of the community leaders here. I'm also going to speak to community leaders who have joined today's walkabout with the mayor to hear their views and what they think the causes of these challenges here are. Thank you very much. With me here I have Mr. Mthembu. Please let me just help you. With me here I have Mr. Mthembu, a community leader. Mr. Mthembu?
Yes, my brother. How are you? No, I'm good, man. So you want me to speak on what happened here? Yeah? Now, my name is Sipho Mthembu, as I've already indicated. I'm the branch chairperson of the ANC in this ward. I'm with the chairperson of young people here and the ANC, Comrade Ngubane. Yeah, we're also shocked by what happened here. This is Jumpers informal settlement. So 12 people were shot dead Tuesday, yeah. So, but for now, we're not sure what was the cause of the shooting. But it is believed that because there's some Zamazamas that are operating in this informal settlement. It is believed that the cause of the shooting was fighting between the Zamazamas. Yeah, so that's why we have even decided to call the mayor to come and check what happened and see, what can be done moving forward, because the safety is seriously compromised. We think that this project of electrifying this informal settlement might also be the cause of the shooting that took place here in Jumpers. This informal settlement. Yeah, so the people that had to be moved because it was not properly demarcated. So some people have to be moved on the way. So we think that some of the people some of them are undocumented foreigners. Maybe that's why they ended up getting crossed and doing whatever that they did here.
Thank you. That was Mr. Mthembu. Modify that. Is also a community leader. Sure. The Ward Committee as well of Planning and Development. Also the chairperson of the ANC League in Ward 118. Ngoba indawo is under 118 as well. Uqala sibonge ithuba ukubona nje umeya khona phakathi kwethu. Siyazi umuntu obhisi kakhulu kodwa nje makunehlelo njengalesi mbona ifika nama colleagues wakhe bezosibungaza kule nkinga sibhekene nayo. Siyabonga kakhulu. Ikhoze yenzeka la kumele sikusho lokhu singakusabi. One, we're having foreigners that are demanding this space. Bafuna le ndawo ukuthi kube yabo ngenkani. So we can't allow that. As leaders, wherever we're seated, asikho right nasihlaselana kahle. Kodwa we must also tell the people ukuthi ama-foreigners ala angekho emthethweni, especially lawa adela ngazamazamazi. Abhizi abulela abantu la. Khona ukuqala enzeka le issue. It's been happening like this. And the women were at a very distance. Engasondela eduzane nala. So njengoba sicela uhulumeni abe close kulento eyenzekala azama yonke indlela ukuthi amaphoyisa amapanyapanya amasoda noma yini angasayenza uhulumeni abafake abantu la ukuze ukwazi le ndawo ibe indawo okuhlala ephephile. So sicela kakhulu kumeya ukuthi umeya azame noma beyini angasayenza umeya kule ndawo iqhubeke ibe safe for iy'ngane kanye nomama kanye nomphakathi waseJapas. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you. That was Neba and Timbu, community leaders of Ward 118. As I said, we are here in Cleveland, Jumpers Informal Settlement, where we've lost 12 lives on Tuesday evening. Yeah, so the mayor, the executive mayor was here conducting a walkabout and oversight of the area. As you can see, what Mr. Timbu was talking about, City Power is currently electrifying the place. And Mr. Timbu suspects that might be one of the causes for, but Mr. Ngaba also says he suspects that it could be due to the informal illegal mining that is happening in the area. If you were watching the video earlier on, I did show you some of the activities inside. The church session is ongoing. Unfortunately, residents are left to love and leave you. We will engage. The mayor will keep you posted. We are moving to another engagement. Keep well, and hopefully we'll come again here and we'll be able to show you what's currently happening. Thank you very much.